It's about the play with the program. I go for no serious more. Yeah, in the room like ya, when you like you from, and the German not a money to Yadaman. The woman I go for you, and they go for your man, you man. Mamma, the power, they am away, you get out. I had them all, yeah.
Papa Joe Feliz. Marie. Dr. Philippe.
You know, I get me, you know, I get me. When you have the Bible, yeah, this is what you well, never wear blah blah blah, and I am here. Those are good, yeah. I get me when the way I go down, and I do the move like you power down. Yeah, I am on your blood in your back. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, well, you don't demand the chip, I get it.
Dr. Payeto. C'est à Marcel.
And then the Bayer Black Company. Maybe too many muscle now. Gayasia, I had them out. Cabo, daddy, you play the Giabio. Well, you look at why you bounce yellow. No, you dwell on one woman. Then I tell you, I know. I'm not getting
Me, I want to know.
I know.
I'll point you.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV.
Yeah.
Good evening, good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z and so right here this evening, taking you to neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire to say welcome to the show.
Sbi Laurent, Sbi Antoine, Keina Paul, Paul Wallace, Akojo Asenyo, Oneri Wedepa. Yeah.
And we're taking you to neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire this evening to want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see here. So thank you so much for being here. I want to make sure the audio here is all good. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z and so of the Liberia Public Radio. Adam Camara, Sherry, Francis, After Problem. I love that one, the After Problem. To Edith Campbell. Georgetown, Elizabeth Macaulay, Jackson Moore. Good evening to welcome. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio. Welcome to the show. And the songwriter says we should hold on to it. And what should we hold on to? We should hold on to Liberia, not necessarily these politicians. You see them all that are hanging out there. They are talking behind the scene, and you are the surrogate. You have no idea the political deals being cut. But let's hold on to Liberia. And by the way, the song is from neighboring to La Côte d'Ivoire in the interest of African solidarity. This is what we do right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. Entertainment is at a minimum level. We keep the conversation fair, balanced, and proportional. Just do other favors, just hit the share button and invite someone to your company because I am on. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio. George Weah, the Aperture Man, the unknown politicians, Alexander Benedict Cummings, and the main challenger, Joseph Newmont Boyka. The political scramble is on. Political outreach is anyone's guess game. Who will get the support of one of the two? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to welcome. What a beautiful song right here. And we want to welcome all of our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z, and so right here in controls this evening, time check is 8:06 Eastern Standard Time right here at the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. Do us a favor, just hit the share button and invite someone at your company. Until then, LPR is on. Let's get a conversation going. A lot is unfolding in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. It is official, coming from the body responsible for the conduct of elections in the West African state. That is the National Election Commission. So welcome to the show. Let's get a ball rolling. Good evening, good evening. We want to welcome all of our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am your host and presenter, Alfonso Zienso, right here at the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. This is the building that has been heavily contested for in Liberia. After the time, we now know it is official. No one got me so hilarious here this evening here, but let me see here. Melvin Dan. Someone needs to force Liberia into development. This is the outrage of ordinary Liberians who are so disturbed, perturbed, and frustrated. The manner in which the politicians, those folks you call your political leaders, see what Melvin is saying? Yeah, Melvin, I think we need to channel our course. We need to force these people to carry out development, not about themselves, because traditionally that's who they are. Talking for the Liberian people. It is for the people. How many times have you not heard that it is in the interest of the people? At the end of the day, it is interest of themselves, their families, and those are within their proximity. Nobody talking for me. I can talk for myself. George Weah can't talk for me. Joseph Boyka can't talk for me. Ellis Coleman can't talk for me, because when they enter this building, there is something called to initiate. And all of you who making your blood, your vein to stress out, this one will do this. This one get there, he will get this. The economy will turn to rap overnight. Job will float. There's going to be a paved road, golds and diamond. How many times have we not heard these sort of fairy tale for which you letting the blood to your vein to stress and to getting your pressure and your cholesterol over the roof? We need to face them and tell them exactly what we want, what we expect of them. Even when we support them, not to be so much hypocrisy, sycophants. And I want to get there, when they don't do it, they will come back to start crying. They need to tell us exactly how they intend to govern. Who are some of the faces we see in this God country, for God's sake? If you watch the races and when it's ongoing, there are certain people that become the face of their party or the candidate. One can make an educated guess, this guy, this lady would be XYZ. But other than that, yam, acting like they are the ones seeking for the joy. You are not seeking for the joy. Don't come tell me what George Weah or Joseph Boyka can do better. Let they themselves explain their agenda. Have they? Let's be honest here. Have we had the opportunity to listen to these people, how they're going to take the directions of the country, how they intend to take it? It's not just about removing something. It's not just about removing the person. You must outline your vision as to how it's going to be done differently. All of them, all ALL, not Oven, their surrounding suggest to some of us, they still do not have that capacity. They still do not have that courage, that temperament to take decisive decisions, like Marvin said, to force them to do what they're supposed to be doing for our country. But yet you guys, you swear to God in heaven, not on earth. You so much believe in them. You put your lives on the line for them. And trust me, that's not some of you first or second time. You trusted Taylor, you came my pa, you came my ma, I will vote for you. To a Western journalist describe us. Liberia as a country that are heading in the direction a ship with an unknown technician. Can you imagine getting on a vessel and then you don't know whether there's a technician? Level the executive mansion. It will be erected in 6 months. How many governments and transitional leadership we have had since the inception of the Civil War? And how many of these people have now worked in those governments, if we were to be honest and sincere with ourselves? But for every season, every year, every political season, these people, they reinvent themselves as the most redeemer or the Messiah from Jerusalem, the son who resurrected. Think that's what's going to move me? Absolutely not. They are not honest. They profess to have the control at heart, but they don't. Their actions, they are doing things that comes from out of their mouth, careless talk, but meant for political reason, because politicians are very calculative in saying things? Because they know you will defend them, you will protect them, you will shield them. You will be there to defend them to the end of the tunnel. So they don't care. They say anything. They don't worry. They are not penalized of their actions. They are not being held responsible for their actions. You help them to give justifications of some of the things that they do. Oh, it was done 4 or 5 years ago in this government and that government, that now you see to talk. So they know exactly. We play into their narrative. And sooner or later, when it doesn't turn our way, we start crying wolf. Some of you spend your life spending. And it is good to trust and confide into people. But what you do not do, you do not ask them questions. You do not raise your finger as to, yes, I support you. I am supporting you. But hey, I need a little bit explanation as to how you're going to govern. Yes, we're talking about police having issues. There's no community and police relationship and all of that police brutality. The police not doing this, the army not doing this, they're not doing that. But wait, if you become president, look within the Liberian sectors or in and out. Who do you see that, for example, you can tell me would be the next police commissioner? Who you think that can restore discipline? And the police, and there's something called police and community relationship. The police and the community must work simultaneously. They must be friends. But it's not something that can just happen overnight. It's a process and it's a confident building where the police will confide in the civilian themselves will confide in the police. And I want to see somebody's house is being burglarized, because my man's Melvin here going to be my man of the night here this evening, because we need to force somebody to get development done and not just tell us, sit down, you relax in your chair, and we're going to build road, we're going to do this, the economy will be jaw floating from where? How many of these political leaders have left Monrovia meeting the European Union donors? I mean, people who give World Bank. Other countries, when they are in a tight political race, they live out of their comfort zone and go and meet the international community. Even coming to here, Uncle Sam is one of our big donors, a long-time traditional ally, to come and sit with congressmen here and begin to push their agenda. I need your support, because I want to transform Liberia. I want to eradicate corruption. I need honest people, people who have their country at heart. Those are the people that I need. How many of them has faced international cable damage? You go Sierra Leone, you go Nigeria, you sit down, you talk, that's it. How many of them have come here to sit even before CNN, CBS, and all of this, and talk something of a substance? That someone down there, up the hill, Capitol Hill, will listen and say, hey, this guy, we need to invite him for further conversation. How many of them have done that? Spoon TV, Copa TV, Play TV, LPR-TV, Gasset TV, Entertainment TV. They sit and talk all kinds of things, and we celebrate them, and we give them money. It's good to support political parties of your choice. We are not going to sanction any Liberians in making their political decision. But what we require of you doing is to be little bit step forward to ask a legitimate question. We help to make the train to derail, but we do not even ask when that train was a survey or there was some sort of technical checkup. You just want the driver to go inside. Go, una go, bo, Creole man say. You don't know what is fused. I don't know what exactly it uses, but he allowed it to go without checking, without walking around to see whether the wheel, the brakes, everything functioning. This is the bidding they are fighting for. And we need someone there. We need a leader with strength, a leader who can be more or less good listener, a leader who envisages to leave a legacy. Those are the kind of people that we can lead. We need a leader who can take decisive decision that you will take to the extent those that even support you will say, wait a minute, I didn't anticipate this guy taking this sort of position or stand. We need a leader, people who are willing to take a political risk, even if it will cause them to pay the price for in politics. How many of them? And part of that is their surroundings. How many of them are willing to do a clearing out, to clean their surrounding? Because people that you hang with potentially are those same people who impact our decision making. Everything is like a friendship. Oh, he started this party, he been there with us, so we can't let him go. Even if he's not a good asset to the institution, we keep him there, we keep her there, because we want people who will always say yes. You don't want anybody to say no, and you would not, because you don't want to ask them why that no, because they will provide some logical explanation of the reasons of their saying no. So we keep people around us who will help us who will aid us to do the wrong thing, wrong judgment, wrong decision, everything. Yet, we all want a vibrant nation. Do you think this country, do you think there were people who paid the price? You listen to Martin Luther King, that's favorite speech. It was not all about himself. He forecast that he knew it wasn't going to be an easy fight. He knew his life was on the line. He knew he was putting himself at risk. He knew that someone, somewhere, someplace, not knowing exactly what the situation would have been, but he could have been assassinated. But he was fighting for a just cause. That someday, somehow, someplace, someone will live to tell the narrative. And there will be a total redemption where civil liberties, to some extent, will be guaranteed and will be manifested into the actions of saying how the beauties of democracy works. How many of us, including myself, willing to make those sacrifices? You know, Gaddafi said that, and people were outraged. There is no successful revolutions without bloodshed. The connotations of that war is various in different forms and contexts. You don't necessarily have to fight. And even if you are going to fight, remember the person you're going to fight, they're going to fight back equally. So in other politician, you want being politician to be in court from the day of the kickoff of the election to the end, then you're wasting your time, because you're going to meet some tough times. You might end up behind bars. You might not even witness the process. Those are the consequences, and all of that comes with fighting for civil liberties. It is official. The analysts are here. There were 20 or plus. They were contesting. Someone be on the 8th floor, someone be on the 4th floor, someone be on our ground so that it will be protected, and whatever place they want to go in this building. They were unable to reach some political consensus. For God's sake, if we feel and strongly feel that there so be a changes in Liberia, then somebody could have made a political sacrifice and get into a backing. People, politicians cut dues. Let me see here. Look at that. They were never meeting. They were never talking to one another. They crucify one another. Now, the dust is settled. They're beginning. And interestingly, and I think the liberal folks are going to be disappointed here tonight, because he saw his birthright to me to take charge. So he saw it. I'm telling you guys, you know, now what, the paper then is the old men, they want to measure on with young folks like us that still get a stimulus. I just placed a phone call today, liberal. Let me take charge today. I know him so well. He's a Donald Trump type of guy. Just gave him all of the praises. When I call him this evening, I gave him all of the titles that I know he loves hearing. Oh, Mr. Chairman, the liberal progressive of our town, something Bloku Branto. He starts speaking a base. Can I say it in for you today? But the analysts are here. Let me just bring him. So that he tabata he will on, I am controlling the wheel this evening. You're going to see the cat will eat its own baby. The liberal is here. Jones, Octavio Malice, they are here. But in the meanwhile, this is what happens today, and it became officials. And I'm going to bring in the analysts who are going to have our conversation.
1.61%. Fremont, Senior, CM, MPC. Votes obtained 13,205, constituting 0.72%. Gonglo Tia1C, LPP, votes obtained 20.
Coherent, welcome. And you say you smile? I put you in a cage. They say, Jones, this guy was all over the place yesterday. Silent, what's his name? Amos George and myself. So you know what I did today? Deliberately place a phone call, start giving you some nice, good title. Okay, yeah, you can take over. I say, oh, cool. And you say your papi, then you want measure arm. Now you in my pound, you in my grip here tonight. If you try it, capital O-U-T out, liberal. I will not sanction you. I just tell you that old men, you don't measure arm with the young folks. So I know it's one of your big years regrets here. So, oh man, I love your suit. I love that suit. I wish man, the liberal progressive. The total man bluffing. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. So welcome to the show as usual. Thank you so much, liberal. Thank you for setting in for me, for allowing me to sit in. I mean, you always like to give responsibility. We got to, but it is what it is. However, I am in charge.
I think your story after, even though I was laughing, but I need to re-examine myself. It looked like I let the power business too much.
I give it to them.
Yeah, you gave me all the title this afternoon. I didn't even question anything. And I didn't know.
Laughing. Oh, you are with sucky tonight. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Marley Jones, thank you so much for your service. Okay, we now know we can make the argument. It was speculations. We didn't know whatever, but it becomes official today. The National Election Commission, we now know that the new date set is on the 14th of November, 2023. Liberian going to be going back. We saw all of potential mistakes and everything that went on here. While we are in the fixes process now, what they need to do is being narrowed down. Boyka visiting Kumi, President, we are visiting comments. The unknown politicians who did it, the Jehovah Witness type, he was not a flamboyant type, people going over. And that's why people don't understand. This guy was impacting people's life. And I still listen to some people, oh, they take people vote and give it to Appleton. So you were there. I assume people the 20 cool washers. So they were just grabbing it. They believe in that strongly that they take other people's votes and give it to Appleton to do what? We always in denial and our inability to realize where we even fall short so that in the next time we can be positioned to do better. It's still lacking. Anyway, I'm not going to convince anybody of their opinions, of their view. But bottom line, guys, let's brought a new data set for the 14th. I've been making a lot of phone calls. And absolutely, there's advantage and disadvantage both sides. The CDC, the Unity Party, in terms of the movement and the enormous sacrifices that were made by these voters going from different places because they went to their various homes, towns, and villages to register. They want to make sure the populations of their area is up to tax so that government can apportion to appropriate development. So not necessarily trucking, other people truck people, but other people honestly believe, let me go in my village, let me go in my town, register, get my population up so that government can bring required development. Whether that development will go there, that's a different conversation of the day. But here we are, Mali Jones. Let me just bring you in here. The day is set. What should be the first thing that should click in the minds of these political leaders? Well, we're going to talk about these people overnight friendship now, meeting, visiting. I don't know how this came about. We're going to talk about, but this is a cardinal issue. What should be the first thing that should click in the minds of President Weah, Ambassador Boyka? They are the two faces into this whole thing here now. Let's start with you.
Well, first of all, I would like to look into the unknown. You realize that most of the front runner considered in this election, which of course is part of their democratic responsibility, and I want to congratulate them. Not that they were a bad candidate, but just that the election is a number game. If you don't have the number, you can move on. But here is my concern right now. Those candidates that were defeated, they have got followers. And I want to believe strongly, there's something like voter fatigue going to kick in right now. It's like my candidate is no more in the race. There is a candidate now running, two candidates now running. So what's the big deal? Why should I hate my head? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? So voter fatigue is going to kick in, and a lot of people are going to sit back. So my question to the two front runner now is, how do we energize that population, the ANC population, okay, the councillor population, and Apeton population, Lucini population? How do we get these people involved so that they get moving? So just what you said, it's about time to reach out. So if at that point in time when we first said, oh, we were hoping on a lot of miracle, we didn't need people to help us plow the farm, I think now it is imperative that we need people to help us plow the farm. That one. Two, those that would be suffering from the voter fatigue thing, if they strongly believe that His Excellency President George Weah is taking this country in the wrong direction, then it's about time they rethink and join the the wagon that says, oh yes, this man is taking the country in the wrong direction. We'll have to join this group. Yes. But here is the trick that I just discovered tonight.
Into the second. I don't want to keep the Liberal posted because he's boiling with Inhina. I'm telling you, trust me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
30 seconds. No, we gotta keep it peaceful. But I want to congratulate the Liberal. I mean, I noticed his Liberal tendency is even going into the peacekeeping era now, and that's good news.
Mally Jones.
So,
Mally Jones.
back on track.
You saw what I got to me last night talking about peace tendency.
No,
Is that
in fact, I was not on
to align you with the Liberal?
I was not on the program line. Someone called me and said the platform is on fire. I said, really? But anyway, we'll come to that. Someone who read it always following us. They said, Mr. Male, the platform is on fire. I said, well, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, here what I wanted to say. You have 801,000 people. Joe Weah was able to muster his energy to bring these people out. My question now is, these people are in denial that Joe Weah is taking the country in the wrong direction. The 801,000 people he got in the first round. Then my question now is, the 7,000, I got to look at the figure again. The 7,000 and plus number are the only people that believe that Joe Weah is taking the country in the wrong direction. So this is the question that I've been thinking about throughout.
Yeah, 796,160 something.
Yes.
I believe you're referring to Ambassador Boyka, correct?
Yes. So those are the people who believe that Joe Weah is taking the country in the wrong direction.
Let's hold it right there. Let me bring in the Liberal Progressive. By the way, regardless of something, I love that suit. That rare and who is that? The president gave you those proposals?
Thank you, Mr. So.
Good evening. Welcome. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yeah. Perfect. Good.
Thank you. Look, I don't know any of these politicians. I had a friend who was a representative, and he passed. Ada Lauren, the late Ada Lauren, is the only person that I know, and his wife are the only two people that I know that are serving in government that I know. Now, I don't know the rest of them. I don't even know the opposition. I've never met with any of them before. I just admire Ambassador Boyka. But let me say this here. You asked a silly question, and that is, what are they going to do now? I think if, like Mari correctly stated, if we want to avoid voter fatigue, which might most likely will kick in, but we're hoping it does not, because you made that point last night that in the second round, you're most likely not going to get all of the voters you got in the first round. They're not going to be repeated. And that is the result. That definitely will be the result of voter fatigue. Now, for me to avoid that, and this goes for both President Weah and Ambassador Boyka, to avoid that, do not make these, competitors. I will be very nice to them. Competitors, do not make them the central figure or the central point in this runoff. Yes, they do have followers. But at this point, I don't believe that their connection to the followers remains the same. It most likely stays, but it's not as strong as it was during the first time. So the best bet any one of these people can do, and then when the person who most likely will do the best of what I'm suggesting now will be President Weah, will be retail politics. Go to these counties, go to these places where you believe, in fact, places that your people consider to be the enemy territory. You go there. You go there and show yourself. I keep saying this. Go there and show yourself to say, I want to be president for the entire Republic of Liberia. For example, Ambassador Boyka, Lofa County, we don't want you to take Lofa County for granted either. Because even though it's your own county, but don't take it for granted. You spend time there, but they already have you and they understand who you are. But the other places that many of your surrogate consider no-go zone, those are the places that you need to go. Let the people see you. And if you do that, speaking about Ambassador Baker, if you do that, those people that are in those territory that are supporter of your dream, supporter of your cause, they might not be in numbers, but that will give them strength as well to say, you see, any saw the man, any man will walk here, any person that man couldn't even while you were in the hospital, you see here, you give those people voice to amplify things that you want to do. One thing, Mr. So, this time around, it is very important if we all want this country to go to a different direction, which is unseating President Weah. We all have to put together, and don't let CDC throw us the red meat talking point to distract us. The idea of this, how do you call it, sectional vote and what have you, we know who we are. We know who we are. Why you think we have a county meet? That's a sectional process. You county meet, you represent your county in a soccer match, and the county that you're representing, they will come and cheer you on. If Grand Julian and Nima County having a meet in the county meet, you do not expect Grand Julian supporters to now turn and start supporting Nimadian's club. That's not what it is. So this whole section stuff and things that it is, for me, it's not taking me anywhere. So I will advise and I will apologize. I mean, not apologize, but I will appeal to the.
What's wrong with being to apologize? Maybe you have done something. Where people can confess.
So please do not distract me tonight. We're not going to go through this again. Please let me speak and take this program to a higher level tonight. Don't let it reduce ourselves to, I'm not even going to touch it. I told you, Sidisha, I'm not going to fight with you anymore. So please, the point here is this. I'm appealing to all Nigerians. Even if you're going to vote for President Weah, do so. Stay away from this troubled politics. It's not going to help us. Because not only if, but when Ambassador Baka wins the election, Ambassador Baka is also going to be president of Ranjida County. He's going to be president of Maryland County, Sino County, Grand Bassa County, Grand Crew County, River G. All of the southeastern nation will be underneath President Baka. Let us accept that and let us operate from that perspective.
Okay, let's keep our answers succinct to the point. I intend to engage our followers, our follower as well. I see some people writing that they want to ask questions. So I'm going to pull out a string here this evening here. It is important we as an institution, LPR analysts, to give our views, to give our opinion to what we stand on these critical and national issues. So let's digress here a little bit. And we'll come back to you, Mali. There are so many conversations in the quarters. You listen to other network, depends where you listen to and who voices the channel. They have the right to do that. But do you have any reason to believe that this ended first phase process, people votes were taken to give to other people, or any form of intentional process to rig the process? Do you believe that? Do you have any reason to believe?
I don't want to believe this, and I've heard as a rumor, and I don't want to go into that territory because I don't have the evidence. But as far as this election, from my own assessment, I think the election has been under the microscope of over 6,000 observers. And so I want to believe strongly, unlike before, when things began, where His Excellency was deciding to bring in a Nigerian to head our election commission. And that was vehemently rejected by the House. It gave me a clue that the president wanted to do something, but it did not work. So now I believe the election commission, I want to believe strongly in my experiment that they may want to be free and fair with this election. Who wins, wins. Now, I already see this election right now.
Okay.
So if you did not do well, you will not get the numbers.
Okay. It's good that we get our input yet. Proportionate, deliberate. Let me ask you, do you, in any form, why it is true, some of the readings we listen to, some of the things, everybody, no one is infallible, people make mistakes, and to some extent, I watched most of the conferences, even our guy that were there today. At some point in time, she alluded, she agreed with journalists asking where she went wrong, this and that. But do you have any reasons? Because we heard this. And I'm asking this because we sit on this network. We also have a responsibility to make sure that the process is well guarded in the sense that we give it a good and fair analysis, putting aside our own personal feelings. Why it is true, there was issues that people have legitimate concern to raise. But do you believe that this process was circumvented in any form or shape with the purpose to revert the decisions of voters?
Thank you, Mr. So I want to say one or two things about that. But first of all, I will admonish you to not to give credence to these kinds of stories on this platform, first thing. Second thing is, if anybody feels cheated, the Constitution provides for that person, the Constitution provides avenue for that person to get redress. So, however, we're Liberian. Speculation is our middle need, and gossip is our front need. So, Mr. Saul, you play football. All your team, all of you are playing football. Your number 9 start ringing bell all day. Your number 2 can't even hold the ball. The goalkeeper leaking, how do you call it? Safe. The one they can use to save palm butter. Then when you win, then you say the referee not doing nothing. That is unacceptable. First of all, let's do this. And I started there the other day. I want to once again congratulate and say thank you to the Election Commission. If I feel that if I'm participating in this and I feel cheated, there's an avenue provided to me by the Constitution. We're trying to build institutions. We're coming from a civil war. This is the real test, true test of an election. And Ambassador Baka and President, we and all of the participants have given Liberians the opportunity to exercise their right freely. And this I will give to President Weah. On his watch, people were able to exercise their franchise freely. And we appreciate that. So if we're going to go about what people say, no, this is not healthy for the institution. This is not healthy for the process. I think we need to get away from it and let's try to focus on why these people need to be kicked out, number one. Or let's try to focus on why President Weah must be retained. Those are the things we need to help to educate our people. Instead, but your sedition, I know you. Anything to distract the liberal will be something good here. And you got Mali coming out here saying, oh, what you think? Nobody going to cheat in this thing. Nobody going to cheat. This thing, let's give it the fair shot. Let us start praising all of us as Liberians. Instead, we start going on the low-hanging fruit. Nothing is perfect. except for the liberal, but nothing is perfect. So you can't sit here and think that this whole thing here, you want it to be 100% smooth. No, it's not going to happen. Even here, you got a buffoon called Donald Trump going around here thinking say you want an election. And if you want an election, why are you even seeking to go for the second time? And yeah, you have to talk about the 70 million people you got as a way of doing things. We can't have that in Liberia. Liberia are not up there yet. So, Mr. Sowell, please, let's take a subject matter. Thank you very much.
Let's take a break and we'll be back. The conversation is on the way. This is LPR. Okay, the rest of the analysts, the Liberal Progressive, Samson Gloku Brown Tour, support the candidacy of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boykai, June Otavio Mali.
I admire.
What?
I admire Ambassador Boykai.
Is it equivalent to a support or what?
Well, that's your word of choice. I just want to put my own in there now.
All right. Here we go again. Mali, let's welcome back. Okay, so I love communication. That's my area. And so there's something communication said to visuals. Let's have a conversation here a little bit. This is just a few of the images that we have selected. You see the picture there, President Weah and that of Alexander Benedict Cummings. The unknown politician turned new appetons is on the other side. President Weah, Charlene on the other side. Scrambling, seeking for political support because it's all square out now to two. Jones Mali, if you look at the picture there, if you see this picture here, where the ambassador and I'm quite sure you are saying this. We're going to do it step by step. You see the ambassador, Ambassador Boykai, and that of Appeton. Down you see the president, that of Cummings. You see the other picture there, Cummings, Charlene, and the president in the middle, using this face. As a visual person, communication, when you see that, it presents a different image, different interpretation to you. What is happening right now? Who has a lot to be done in order to solidify his political grip?
Well, before I even go into answering that question, the picture you just put up, I don't know when these pictures were taken. I don't know. And I'm also afraid that some pictorial trick is not going on by the media to put the people forward if though they are all smoking peace pipe.
But Jenna, to interrupt you, the reality is the Met though.
Okay.
Today, yeah, let's say yesterday, Liberia time. Yes.
Okay. Very good. So granted, they met, but here is one thing that I'm sure, and I strongly believe that going to exchange hands in the second round of our election. Hard cash and deep brown envelope actually going to move around. So the question now is, the CDC, I want to believe, have the financial capability and the financial might through the taxpayer money to move things around in its own interest, as well as other resources. So these talking are not going to be empty talk, no. Because we history tell us that The CDC went into alliance before and even betrayed some people, and the crowd filed and they decided to pull out. Okay? But the question now is, the United Party is financially strong, because this time around, it's not the slogan, get up and go vote. Oh, this man should leave. No, that slogan was for first round. This second round, people are waiting for the goods and the tangible.
Okay. Like I say, I want to have a full participation. I'm not going to be like a liberator who sanctioned us yesterday and was so ridiculous in his presentation, to the extent that people call me and say, you know what, make sure you do anything possibly you can to take charge of the program this evening. And that's how I went into that strategy, because he's a guy who likes to be praised and all of that. So I gave him out of the title. Instantly he surrendered. Liberal, I am concerned with this picture. I know there are many, but with this field, and these are few we have, and it's not in specific order. I see Mr. George here, where it's coming, and something's where send a picture. If you get comments and break up picture, send a picture. But that's one, people get their hand like this. There is no, we know in a Liberian parlance, a Liberian tradition, part of the solidarity is to give that handshake. This few pictures that we show is nothing like that. If you look here, you see it where coming there, I don't know, he cleaning his glasses, vision issue or whatever it is, which of course is normal. After this sort of 10 political thing, you got to go for a checkup and all of that. I'm not saying that what he want to do, but we don't see that solidarity handshake where you look in the eyes of your friend looks in your eye, you put their hand and you kind of like shake it like a man way. It did not happen. It said like the same way Kwaluba met President Weah, and at the end of the day, it went all head to scatter. What are they trying to do here?
Thank you, Mr. So. I think as a man of peace, as Malik correctly stated here, I will continue in that route as well. Look, Mr. So, I don't know exactly what is happening behind the scene, but the mere fact that you're going to have political leaders who are going to be engaging each other, fiercely debating, fiercely fighting for your vote, and to have those people to come together, even standing together, it speaks a lot. For me, I'm not going to read into whether they are there to seek each other cooperation or what have you. The mere fact that they are there standing together is there to indicate to the Liberian people that this is a spirited debate, that this process is not a war, that they are not there to negotiate peace treaty, that they are not there to negotiate who's going to take what city and what have you. But the mere fact that they are there, it shows, and it must be read as such, that these people are here for peace, and that they are the people that are asking for your vote. If these people who are coming to you for your vote, if they can work together and stand together, what happened with you and your own brother from the same town? The fact that you guys on the opposite end, that should be able to tell you that this is not war. And that's how I'm going to read that. Now, in terms of what exactly they're trying to achieve here politically, I think it also indicates that they are.
I'm listening to you. Just carry on.
But then you take me the whole side, so I'll be big on the screen. Now you keep my face on in the black over there. You can't even see me anymore. My handsome face is not going to be viewed by these many people that are watching. And you put me on the dark stuff because you say you're doing something. But anyway, let me carry on. Look, you see? See? Okay. All right. Thank you. I like that. But the point that I'm making tonight, Mr. So, is this. If these people are there quoting each other, trying to see which one was going to come their way, it just to demonstrate to the Liberian people that yes, indeed, we are talking. But let me go back to my original point that I made about that. and that is these people, the former opposition or the former competitors, should not take the center stage for for Honorable Bakai, for President Weah. These people must not take the center stage. These people should, the negotiation, what have you, should be done in the back. The people who need to take center stage are the voter themselves. We have to, look, Mr. So, this is something, for me, I truly believe this. We have to do this thing for the young generation. We have to not just say, I want to be president, I'm running campaign, but run the campaign so that you will be imitated by many people. The young people that are coming from behind you will be able to admire your process. So I think put the voters in the center of whatever it is that you're trying to do and have a conversation with the voters. I think if with any one of these two people that will be able to do this effectively, will win the election, Mr. Saul.
I predict there can be a divided roll. Terry, LPR political commentator, support the ambassador for the presidency. Terry, good evening. Welcome. You know, I know NEC started the school today. We now know it's the 14th, so they're going to start going all around, and we want to know what needs to be done, and all of these conversation taking place and coming in pictures and all of that. There are different forms and interpretation to that. So let me just bring you in here. The Liberal here, let me just, because the Liberal were crying for you yesterday. So yesterday you were friendly. I'm not sure whether that friendship will last here this evening. Here the Liberal is saying that Dr. Weah, Ambassador Boyka, these are the people that wants to be the chief occupant of this building behind me. And he's saying they shouldn't be in the front. I don't know voters. I don't know which group of people he's referring to. You're looking for the job. He's literally telling us, this is how this guy tries to rewrite history, and he kicks the can down the road. He was telling us here a few minutes ago, they need to reach out to talk to people. Now he coming backpedaling, stepping on his own heels, telling us now only with the voters. So, if you were advising Ambassador Boyka, will you tell him to sit down and let Terry go and do the talking? That Terry looking for a job? Terry is just a surrogate. Terry come and talk to me. I would want to see the guy who is looking for the job. Let me just bring you in
here. Yeah, sorry for coming very late because I had to bring my daughter from the program. Took her to a program, and last night I couldn't be on the show because I also was in a religious program too. But however, I watched the show last night and it was very, very, heated up. I really missed it because I wanted to come to help the Liberal, and you guys were really beating him up. I wanted to come and help the Liberal. But anyway, to the issue. So the issue, actually, my hand was short. I couldn't make it. But to the issue is that I want to differ with Liberal a little bit on this one. Actually, this is where in the political leaders are to engage other political leaders that did not make it through, and those political leaders will engage their people. That I believe, except I be wrong, somebody could correct me. That is how I think it's supposed to be done. So you can't say you go into the people. The people do not know you. The people do not know you. The people know their political leaders. Your own people who knew you, they voted for you. I believe you have your responsibility to them. You owe your responsibility to them to motivate them to come back to vote again and all of that. But the way in which you get the other people, people on your side to vote for you, you have to use their political leaders to motivate them. So if the political leaders that you win on your side, they are the ones that are going to carry the message to their people, to tell the people, to encourage them to vote for you. Some of those people will not want to vote for you, which is very true, is very obvious, because they have their own passion and reason why they don't want to vote for you. Equally so, it is the responsibility of the political leader that to motivate them to vote for you, because you cannot convince them. There is nothing you tell them that they will be convinced about. Take, for example, Mr. Cummings people. There are a lot of Mr. Cummings surrogate like today. I listened to one other guy having a podcast, and he was very angry by seeing Ambassador Boyka in a picture with Mr. Cummings. He was very angry. And I think he was trying to say he wanted to distance himself from the whole entire CPP something. And not only him, there are a lot of other people that are like that because they have not forgotten about the wound that were opened from that quoting the way the narrative came. So you must understand that Ambassador Boyka and his followers cannot convince anybody from these political leaders area. Few people in the political leaders area with by themselves decide to vote for Honorable Boyka or vote for President Weah. In their opinion, you cannot hinder it. You cannot stop it. You may try to advance, but you cannot. The only people that can convince them is either they themselves or their political leaders. That is the reason why they did not vote for you in the first place. So, in my opinion, that is how I feel about it. But I think the priority will be voter education. Voter education, I think, is very important in this runoff. I think NEC need to emphasize voter education. Oh, the feedback. We ourselves need to emphasize on voter education, or else one of the things I'm seeing the replica of Appleton manifestation, because Ambassador Boyka is number one, then President Weah is number two. So there's a possibility that Ambassador Boyka on a voter will vote number two because they still having the mindset of number two. And President Weah on a voter could vote number one. Either way it works, the damage could be caused. So that I think, you know.
Okay, while we were talking, our man Amos George called. He said, "Oh, why you don't bring Cummings and this and that?" So he sent a picture. Let's put it here in the interest of fairness. Yeah, coming there. Well, coming. Who told him to wear the same shirt I want to be wearing today? Yeah, coming there. Boyka is there in his brown suit as usual. Jeremiah Cohn, almost the same shirt the Liberal wore yesterday. Jeremiah Cohn, Alabama, that Mariah Yakula, I think that, Madaisi, Louis Brown, retired suffering man. He's the one way beyond there. I think he's okay now. He's no longer suffering. Okay, so this picture here. Folks, we're going to be opening the line very shortly. Let's be honest with ourselves. And let me just start with Liberal. These guys, they're meeting these people. It's a consequential decision. And people, ordinary people, just think, oh, we want to make peace. We want to do this. That, you in the night, and so you should call the other person because you're in the opposition, you will get to just go smooth, because that's the anticipation of people. But all of these people have their own strong political convictions or political ideologies that strongly believes in. They got into a race, it didn't work out. I'm not sure whether they had that sort of backup plan as an opposition. There are some other opposition that can almost sound a sort of bilateral. Say, hey, when they do this, we don't want this person here. Let's stick to it. You heard our man Taylor. He said, words are not like a scripture. They are not binding on people. You can change anytime. But assuming, even if Comey comes out today, Appleton comes out today, go to George Weah or go to Alexander Cummings, do these people in real world, do they really have authority over these voters, people that have been following them, and that whatever they say they would go by it, they would do it? Do they have that authority to do it? I'm just curious. The Liberal.
Yeah, thank you. And that will give me an opportunity to make some clarification here. And that is, as I stated, what I said was not the two competitors, Honorable Boyka and President Weah. No, but I mean those who are already dropping out. their engagement is still vital. Their engagement is still needed. But my point here, and that's exactly the question you asked. Do you want President Weah or Ambassador Baka to go and engage these people as whether they still have political clout over their constituencies? No, I don't think that. So what I'm suggesting, you still talk to them, but they should not take the center stage for more than 2-3 days. That's it. You should focus your attention on the voter themselves. Because I don't think your intent of trying to connect with each of the political figures that are no longer part of the second round, you're not going to say, give me your voter registers. Give me all of the people that you contacted so we can use. We don't have that kind of sophistication level in Liberia yet. So what was the mean? Were these people contacting people in Liberia to vote for them? Let's just take, for example, Abeton. When you go on his page, the way he was, and that's one thing I want to say here tonight also. Abeton, people think, oh, they didn't take no vote. Abeton, instead of running his election through social media, this young man was going from village to village. And it's all documented on his page. He also showed how he was building a hand pump in these different villages. And those people will not forget it. So that's how he was running retail politics. Now, I don't believe that Honorable Kumi or even Ambassador Baka or President we have a list of voters in each of the counties to say, okay, let's make a robocall where you make a call and you go all over to every voter that are on that list, their phone number you have that are on that list. It's not like that in Liberia. In the Liberian politics right now, I believe it is door to door. And so when you have your surrogate, not those of us that stand on the platform here in Sacramento, calling myself surrogate for what? Surrogate to eat goat, that is surrogate I am. You know, that's not the kind of people that I'm talking about. I mean, people, foot soldiers in Liberia that will be able to go and Abeton, one of the help that he can give you if he endorses it, he will say, okay, these are my people, individual that I have staged in different counties that are there to connect, talk to them, and I'm giving them permission. That's about all they can do. So they do not need to take center stage for you to have some sort of a whole week-long negotiation with any of these people. That's the point that I'm making. Now, as far as the question wishes to say, do these people still have power over their, I don't think so. They have zero power over anybody in terms of their connection. For nothing, it's not there. Once the first round is done, you can't pick up phone right now and say, I want you to do this, and the voter is going to go and say, yeah, this person said. That's not how it happened. So I don't think they have power over anybody in Liberia right now. The new recognition is done. Last thing I want to say, those who are not going the second round, but they did well in the first round, they have registered themselves for 2029. The like of Abeton. When he comes back, Kumi gonna flock him, I know that, but he has already registered himself. And that's about the only good thing about those people that are going, that went for the first round and not successful in the second round, Mr. So.
Amos Joy, check your link, you know, once you call on the phone here, anything you're going to go through here. Jones.
Yeah, I think I want to push back a little bit on Mr. Collins and the Liberal. The first round, the voters were in the classroom. They graduated already and got their results. The issue of voter education now, trust me, I don't know. I think it's going to be the issue of the past right now. So the aspect of education now is between voters and their political parties. I strongly want to believe that. Secondly, the political parties that voted, the members that voted for each of the candidates that are considered in this election, these are members. These are diehard. They are there. The strategy here is this. You see the first picture the moderator put up with Joria and the other people. I see it as a political charade. Joria is the common enemy here. Then you dancing with him, on the dining room floor. I can just imagine this. Joria is the common enemy here. But if that gathering is intended to tell their voter to be peaceful, for us to accept the result, then that gathering was positive. But if that gathering was, okay, who will now seize the executive mansion? I'm very sure everyone has got different hats in our discussion. So this last picture is the mean picture. But here is the issue. I want to see a memorandum of understanding. Standing there and say we in peace, that symbol is fine. Practically, I don't know. People have different things under their sleeves. So the group that I just saw with the last picture is the whole memorandum should move into the issue of power sharing.
Yeah, you got to control your phone, the phone lines. If you're not, just mute your phone here because we're getting feedback. Yeah, go ahead, Jones. Now you.
It should move into the memorandum should move into the issue of strict power sharing. And the next phase is that group should form what I call the main campaign team now to move as a group. And when they're speaking at a forum in our group, their members will be there. They can appeal to their member through that forum, and the member will listen to them. All of them might not vote, but I think they can get them up to follow up.
Okay. Wow. Jones, are you taking position or you still going to be hanging like a guardian?
No, I said from the genesis of this platform that the country is being taken in the wrong direction. So I'm providing my I'm providing my expertise towards any group or any party that will take the country in the right direction.
Okay, I'm going to go to the line here. No, listen, I don't like this I don't like this political correctness tone. Any party. Two parties left in this race. So which are the party you're referring to?
I said, any party that is taking the country in the right direction, I'm prepared to give my expertise. I don't have to be. You see, we believe so much. I'm a consultant. We believe so much in the membership thing and holding our membership card. No. We believe so much in these things. All right. We have been providing so many good ideas on this platform.
Right.
And we have said, and I will say it tonight again, if for any reason the Unity Party don't beat Joe, we are in this election, it will be because of cash problem. Thank you.
So you say if anybody reach out to you, is that what I heard?
Moderator, I yield, please.
Okay.
The direction you're going now, I don't want to fall in liberal camp.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines here quick. We're discussing Liberia. Mr. Jordan, you are our analyst. You're going to be here. Let me just bring in the 210 number 0098. Caller, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Helena Wilson, calling from Texas.
Hi, Helena, good evening. Welcome. How are you? Okay. So you've been listening to too much Tabata here this evening coming from the Liberal. I'm quite sure not me. So let's hear from you. The whole thing, they're not 20% in the race now. 2% remain. I don't want us to just to only criticize. Let's put a solution forward with the hope that the country will benefit. And what do you think your party needs to do now to if they want to win this election? What do they need to do?
For me, reach out to the people that they think they have the vote. And For me, I prefer. For me, if I were the president, you're not reach out to him. Because when it go on, nobody know how you get in that battle. For me, I think you already did that. Call me would be the best person to reach out to. And the one Gongolo. My problem I'm having too in the whole thing is they know that most of the people know they will not win the race. They put so many people in the race just for the people to go second round.
Who put it there?
I don't know. Maybe they need to change the constitution. They get in the race, they get there because most of them want job. Then when they get in the second round, they need the other the party that on top to lobby with them. And in that process, some of them get job. But if you look at it in another way, for me, it's wrong. But let's go to the issue at the time coming. That's my own opinion.
Kumi is the best person.
But in my own opinion about Alexander Kumi, I want Alexander Kumi.
Yeah. So if you say the president should appeal to Alexander Kumi, right?
Yeah, and the president, I think you already reached out.
So what? So what do you think the president, when he looks in the eyes of Alexander Kumi, what would he say? What would he say to him? Because Kumi has said a lot of things about the president as well. He has been very consistent. He will support the organization. You will support the opposition. Whether it will be perfected into action, that we do not know. But we know Kumi, he has defined the president in air. He's unable to govern. He must be given a one term. Why do you think that the president want to tell Alexander Kumi right now to change his mind from all of the things? Politicians, nothing is impossible. Trust me, anything can happen. They cut deals. But why do you think the president should say to him to say, oh, you know what? I thought Joawia was bad man. I gave him my support to Joawia.
I think the president just needs to talk to him and left for Alexander Kumi to say yes. Because Alexander Kumi, for me, I know about him. If you want to run 2029, to get Joawia vote, he has to support Joawia. He has a choice to make.
Yeah. Okay.
And then another thing you have to think about, just my own opinion. He wants to support Black. Everything you go ahead. It goes to Joawia win. But another thing, he said he's from Maryland. And all the votes from over there, it went to Joawia. And then the people on our side, they hoping for Joawia to go second round to build the road. But if Alexander Kumi fall in that trap, Boaka take it. It will be hard for him to put a campaign on that part. So either he support Joawia and just, either he stay away. I don't support nobody. That's my own suggestion.
Okay, so so quickly here, in 30 seconds, I want to go to Imoja. Sometimes when you're talking different people case, you can call it quick, but when it comes to you, then you say I will think over it. So let me put you in the case. Let me put you in the case of Alexander Kumi. If you were Alexander Kumi, the way that kind of thing happened that day, you went the first time, you go the second time, and nothing. Then somebody say, "Oh, can't support me." If you were Alexander Kumi, how do you think you're going to handle it yourself?
Alexander Kumi, I already learned a lesson. That means that our issue, if we really think we want to change Liberia or he want to be the president of Liberia, if our Alexander Kumi shoe, I will support Joawia.
Okay.
Because it gives you a better chances to lead the
All right. Thank you so much.
But he still have a choice to make, he stay away or he support Blacker. That's his choice.
Okay.
But everybody think Joawia should reach out to you. I think Joawia already playing on a role. They never Alexander Kumi to play on a role. Nobody forced me. He have a choice. That's my own suggestion in the whole thing. If he say, okay, the people on our side is so either when I get role, we'll put Blacker and live with him for 2029. So I was going to say, but the whole thing about that other guy that went into the whole thing, I don't think that guy to get people. I don't know how you get it. You're
very happy to mail. Okay, thank you so much.
How you get in there?
Well, the men at Jehovah, Wednesday, you were preaching to people.
When I listen to you, when I listen to you, oh God, I think it's for everybody.
Well, that your assignment, you're thinking about. All right, thank you so much. No, that may part of my friend. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. George.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Welcome.
How you doing?
Good. I guess we've been following the program here. Where is the pushback coming from, and what you think needs to be done now?
The pushback. Let me start with Brockwood.
Good.
I heard him saying that if we abolish, we don't need to waste time on these people because we don't have a voting role. We can't reach these people, and these people, they got no control over the supporter. Somehow, somewhere. There are mistakes in making. There are some people who are loyal to certain people in political institutions.
Mm.
And it's not right to stay for that person.
Okay.
Movement. In the movement, you got the people who are down there, even when the leader takes a decision, they disagree, but they will follow that person.
Mm.
So it's the same kind of political parties. Political leaders will not have control over all the leaders, but they will have certain people that they control that follow the answer. They take a decision. They will say, well, it's wrong, but I will follow my leader. So you can't say that those people don't have no control over the people against it. You don't need to waste time on them. No, it's wrong. Because right now, every number counts. This runoff election, every number counts. If someone gives you 2 votes, talk to them. So that a opinion or advice where you coming from, you must keep it in the camp, you must keep it in that quarter. Because these people can still talk to the people they are meeting the rich to. Yeah, we want to send you all with the preaching. But people got Facebook, they got radio. If they appear on the radio and talk, some of the followers will listen to them and will follow them.
Okay.
So that advice.
Somebody please mute your. We're getting a feedback. For those on, please, those of you on the phone, please mute your phone. Please mute your phone if you are not reaching, because anything you talk there, people hear you, so you know. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
So that's one. The second one is that the caption of the photo is there. I heard Mr. Mali saying that not supposed to talk, regardless of what goes on. Georgia is the sitting president of the country. He called on Mr. Cummings. He didn't invite Mr. Cummings. He called on that he paid a visit at Mr. Cummings' residence. So if you are in Liberia, you can have a disagreement with the people. If the person asks, I want to come and see you, the people say, refuse the call, but what is in the call? The message. So there's no way that the person called Mr. Cummings and say, hey, I want to come and talk to you. And Mr. Cummings said, no, I don't want to see you. That would be a disrespect to the president of the Republic of Liberia. You can listen to him. You're not forced to agree with him, but you can listen to him because he began a courtesy call on you. So that is the difference. You cannot do that to a leader in a country. We're not at the battlefront. Even people at the battlefront, they say, meet and talk. People shoot at one another, they will sit.
Okay. Pa George, you can stay with all.
I want to come and sit.
Pa George, you can stay with all.
Yeah.
Let me reduce
Okay,
the
yeah.
line.
Reduce the line,
So
yeah.
let's
Go
go
ahead,
to, and Esther, you can stay too. But so let me just deal with the 2 callers, and then Esther, you and Amos and Pa George can stay there. Aaron Poplar, are you there? Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. So. How you guys doing?
Good. Okay, good. Go ahead quickly, and then I'll go to 603 before I go to Esther. Yeah, what's your side of the story?
Yeah, let me make a few comments here. So, the president going to engage every stakeholder in the country.
Waiting for Aaron's celebration.
Because they are stakeholder as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to agree with Mr. Mali when he called the president the common enemy to the opposition.
Right.
I mean, people go to election. People want to, explore their political ambition. It doesn't mean that the person who enemy to them.
Right.
Whether the person doing right or not, elections got to be held. That's what the Constitution says. So all I see in this whole thing, what's going on now is, look, people will align with people based on their ideology. If you and myself ideology didn't align back then, it's a waste of time for you to even come to me to say, oh, we can do this now, we can do that. So, like Ms. Cummings said, you're going to engage every stakeholder. You're going to talk to both parties and see what they are. And that's exactly what I think he should do. I mean, I'm not his supporter, but I think that's what he should do. And I couldn't agree with Terry. I don't agree with Terry on this show when he said that, you can be the political leader, but you cannot control your voters. If your voter never voted for somebody the first time, they know their reason why you never voted for that person and they voted for you.
Okay.
So if you go to that person and think that your voter's going to follow you, you might be mistaken.
Okay, let's leave it there.
So,
all right, thank you so much. So let me go to 603-816, and then we're going to pull and come back to our guys and Esther over there. 603, are you there?
Yes, it's Mr. So.
Oh, okay, you can go ahead. Calling 603. Airplane can blow horn. So yeah, let's hear you, and you can stay.
Hi, Mr. So, and hi to the panelists. Thanks for having me again on the show. Yes. For me, what I see is that Liberia, we are already behind in a lot of things. Looking at us having elections with, even though they say it is the right of the people, but just having 20 pricing, 25 prices, ballot box at the end of the day, just to come back to 2 prices. It's just like we're starting over. So I think that's something they have to look at to see how best we can work on that one. And for the voters, people will make their own choice at this time, even though the political leader might tell them this is where they're going, and most of them will follow, but I don't think everybody's going to follow their political leader. And for all that I saw today, I know the people are negotiating and talking. Yes, you have to reach out. There is no enemy right now. Regardless of what happened in the past when the campaigns, people will still reach out and talk. It depends whose side those who were in the race that didn't win want to go on. Yeah, I think they will go there. And
so quickly here.
I just think this thing is people just play like doing people me.
Okay, so quickly, if you can do it like a yes or no, quick short answer before I go to the next person. Do you think if you had a political leader and your leader is out, do you think his decision is a pew can influence your decision making?
No.
Okay. All right. Great.
No.
Okay. Quick. I love that. 816 number. Are you? 816 number. Are you there? 6586.
Yes. Yeah. Hi. This is Davis.
This is who?
Nettie Davis.
Oh, Nettie, how are you? Good evening.
I'm good.
Great.
What I have to say is here, Mr. Cummings, I think Mr. Cummings needs to follow personal here. Because when the election started, with the situation already working from Mr. Cummings, that if we don't make it, Mr. Cummings making all right around these courts. So they say on every platform where the CDC people know about it. So still we have reached that far, I expect for them to follow us and for us to finish with it. For me, I feel that President Leah should reach out to everybody, which is his goal. But President Leah going to bring the election head down. And what I saw today with the political leaders, what I believe, they are coming together to help President Leah in the second term. For them to help build my team. Now, what I now to now, now to ask for anything for so help President. We have to know that President that going for the 12 years, he did last 6 years, so they can rally around him. So you're like you. So I thought that's the meeting behind anything else.
Okay, thank you so much. 603, are you there?
Yes, good evening, I'm Matthew Juru.
Okay, Matthew, thank you. I called earlier, probably your phone was muted, but good to have you here. Let's hear you.
Thank you for the time. Yeah, I want to speak on the pictures, then I will give my own common advice to Mr. Kumi.
Okay,
The
go ahead.
picture you guys put it out today, tonight, for me, it is late. The picture was supposed to be they were supposed to take that picture when the incident occurred in Lofa.
Okay.
Then they're gonna send common message that election is done violent with no need for Liberia to lose any citizen to lose their life.
Right.
We are in the team for the goodness of the country. If Elizabeth could be George Weah and Women Bwaka going to do that, they were going to do that. Trust me, what happened in Morovia, it wasn't going to happen. But they don't say anything about that. Okay, I want my own common advice to Mr. Kumi. If you look in the country, we have 3 major political parties, CPP, CDC, and UP.
Right.
And when George Weah lose this election, 2029, we're going to come back. And the only people that are holding Elizabeth Kubi not to become president for now is Joseph Boakai and George Weah. No age not in the favor of Joseph Boakai right now. So if our Kundi are going to, I will support George Weah. A second term finish, there will be no way to come back. Then I will take the lead 2029. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, I mean, politics is all about interest. Thank you so much for that comment. Let me go back to the guys. I see the liberals are working, trying to smash his hair over there. Hey, Malik, we all say politics is all about interest, right? The reason you see these billionaires that support all of these, the Joyce Soros, Michael Moore, all of them, not that the one job, but they have their establishment, they have their businesses, they have things, and these things must be protected. Now, how come they're not just because they get money they want to give it? It's everywhere. It's all about interest, and people are in denial of the fact. This guy, he mentioned something. Even though Cumming said, if he doesn't win this time around, he's not going to be there. Well, we have heard this thing a lot from politicians. When you have a nightmare, trust me, you don't want to go to sleep, but you got to sleep. I don't care what you do. All day you sit and say you've got to sleep. No, it is a consequential decision. Cumming will be facing his folks from the other end. Don't do this, do this. And we understand people, the opposition want to be to consolidate. But this role has been very rough with the oppositions within the opposition column as well. I'm not sure within the next 3 weeks whether Ambassador Boyka or President Weah can cut through that corridor to have something done. I don't know why they are scrambling over Cumming. Appetant is on the other side here. But you listen to the last caller. Let me get you guys quick reaction before I go back to the phone lines here because it's bustling here. What should Cumming is in a tight position though?
Yes, the color, some of them are saying, but I still maintain my ground here that this is politics. For the particular election in quote, this second round, George Weah is a common enemy. Why George Weah did not meet Cumming the first round? Why he did not call political party to take picture of the first round? George Weah is not after Cumming because he has the longest peace pipe. No. He going after them. He want to win them over. He want to break the backbone of the opposition. All right. Cumming being around many times on these platforms that he must go. So if the quarter is telling me that politics is politics, okay, I agree. That in 2029 it will be this man chances if he join we are there. No, the vice president is there. Joy Howard is there. All right. And she close to the throne. So that possibility, I don't even see it.
So quickly.
Let me just conclude, moderator. Oh, you won't count me? Okay.
No. Before you conclude, in a second here. So why he Boykato did not extend that sort of olive branch? We saw the rough edges, we saw the rough talking, we saw a lot of things went on within the opposition, and we'll talk about it here. There was no contingency plan to create a backdoor that, hey, when we get at this point, we can sit in the conference room to have a conversation. That did not happen as well.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. We said it on the platform many times. Okay. But people were overzealous. The Unity Party and all entire rescue team, they were overzealous. They probably they thought miracle was going to break from the middle of heaven coming down for first round. All right.
Okay.
But here is my issue. The opposition will have to hold together if indeed they think Georgia is taking this country in the wrong direction, and therefore Georgia is a common enemy in the particular election in court.
Okay.
But reaching out to Kumi is to break the backbone of the opposition, and Joseph Boakai will end up being the victim.
Okay, here is a sticky thing here, the liberal and terror here, because this guy he wants to be in multiple places at the same time. He wants to be like a hanking guardian on this network here, and this is why sometimes the liberal can define who you are. Here is the bridge that is over troubled water. Cummings is questioning the validity of the entire process by calling for this sort of forensic investigation. How can you call for the investigation at the same time and validate someone's presidency in a process that you are already questioning? How can that be? So do you see him endorsing anybody? He participated in the process. There are apprehensions calling for some sort of forensic. He still feels something not right, something unusual. That's not going to take a little. It's going to take a little time. And now people are coming to him, needs his support. It's illogical. Where is the sense coming from to say, okay, I want you to win? Then why are you questioning the validity of the process? Liberal.
Yeah.
So I think Kumi is playing a very strategic role here. He put himself in a strategic position here. He's not going to bother with the process. He's going to allow the process to play out. But what he's cleverly doing as well, hey, let me question this whole thing here, whether it's right or wrong. If I question it, I can come back to say, hey, Terry, I want you to be the president of the Republic of Liberia. What a smart game the Coca-Cola guy is playing.
Yeah, Mr. So, thank you for pointing that out. But to be honest with you, I am not in any position this evening to comment on such a.
Because you are so dishonest, you don't have answer for it. That's why you bang your head down like
Mr. So,
man.
Mr. So,
okay, no, listen. I will give you the thing. Liberal, you say you are loved by the people. Tonight, you have to show that love and honesty. You say you are a good man. Why will you don't have an answer to this question? Because you know
because I don't want to be anybody vest.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the man said he can answer. Donald Trump pleaded the fifth, so 25 times. Terry, don't you think it's a smart fine line he Cummings and his folks are walking? He questioned the process.
Well,
how can he come to say, I want the person to be? Well, he would then he needs to withdraw his case.
But he have not endorsed anybody yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, all of these people that are going, we are just having this sort of guess ball game. I'm saying he questioned it already. Boycott needs his support. The president needs his support. It's obvious that people do that. So what I'm asking with this thing in the middle now, how can he come, or do you think he will come out to say, hey, I want this person here, regardless of what the people say in the opposition Mali say he gave his own term here. Enemy, I don't know where he coming from, where made the enemy. All of them were fighting for a cause, and he didn't win. He didn't go through. It is what it is where it is. But do you think he will go to somebody quickly? I want to go to the phone lines.
Yeah, I think Mr. Cummings have a choice to make, and I'm not going to be in a position to, decide for him. But from my guess,
You
from
see, the liberal is texting you, so you are reading the text from the liberal. Just how he not deciding. That's what he thought of. You guys got to be honest on this network.
Yeah, from my guess. No, Mr. Cummings here, like I don't agree with this analogy that people talking about Mr. Cummings should support President Weah and then he get opportunity for
It's not a
they get
guarantee.
it's not a guarantee. President Weah have not been able to
Gentleman agreement right there.
Any MOU agreement. That is the reason why Prince Johnson broke away. Everybody blame the man because he's not able to keep a relationship or he sustained. Even when the man became president, he broke up with his own vice president. So that is the fear of Mr. Cummings. One. Number two, like what you just highlighted, the forensic audit that Mr. Cummings have put in for. He don't trust the process, and the momentum that the CDC gave him prior to this whole entire elections, it was as if to say Mr. Cummings was coming second place. So only for Mr. Cummings to see himself in the fifth place.
What is the what CDC gave him what?
During these elections, the ANC people, especially the CPP people, and the Unity Party was in more fight than the CPP versus the CDC. There were always somehow an alignment. If you listen to Musa Belete, he said over he did about it, if anything goes sideways, where he support the Unity Party. All right? And Musa Belete is the chairman of the CPP.
Did anybody reach out to tell us the true interpretations of what he was saying?
We don't have to. We are not rocket scientists to begin to deduce all of that. We are just the ones that receive the message and interpret what we have received. But I don't want to believe that anybody reached out to him to ask him what he was trying to say and all that. But Mr. Cummings' message have been very clear from the initial stage, even from his campaign message, the last closing message. He raised up the red card and said he giving President Weah red card. So if he issuing President Weah a red card, that means he's not to come back on the field. So if you go back again and say, look, you know what, President Weah, we want you, I will align with you, then it means that it contradicts the message you're trying to send. But what I want to say is that before you go to the phone line is that Mr. Cummings choosing President Weah, it is a decision that you have to make in the interest of his political ambition. If he feels within himself that if he chooses President Weah, it's an opportunity for him for 2029, I would tell him that he can take that risk because I think it's a risk. It becomes more risky for him than for him to choose Ambassador Boyka. If he says, okay, I will swallow the bitter pills of what transpired in the CPP and flow because the opportunity I had before that I missed by going as VP with this man, I missed that opportunity. So let me correct it by what agreeing with this agreement with this man and see whether if I could have a. Let me tell you, I want to believe 100%.
You are not answering my question.
Mr. So
let me allow you to take a deep breath and come to the line and maybe think, because the liberal keep testing you, and that's why you're doing this sort of salad dressing. I ate salad already, so I'm not going to get any of your salad liberal is facing here. Let me come to the phone lines here quickly here. 832 number 6351. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Melvin Down, calling from Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, Mr. Down. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, the Unity Party people, this message of George Weah have not done nothing, especially for the people who live in the U.S. who believe that George Weah have not done no development or nothing. In Liberia, I think they are making a dream. They got to go back home and try to see what's going on. You know, the people who live there, they see something. But what they are not satisfied with there is the matter of the drugs issue, the matter of insecurity. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The people the people need to be protected. Now, this issue, which George will have to address with the police people, all the police people, and this is just Liberia as large. The people in Liberia cannot be certified. The police people, they stop people, I don't care how much they're getting paid, they still take bribes. And I believe that they are taking bribes from the border, letting people in with drugs and other things. These are the reasons why Liberia people reacting to what happening in Liberia, especially when it comes to George Weah. You understand? Well, people sit on the social media and say George Weah have done nothing. Go to Liberia and see the Invisible Sport Park. Go see the new park George Weah they're about to open. George Weah have paid 700 and some more kilometer road. You understand? Hospital being built. Now you can say, okay, George Weah, you remove George Weah from there. If the next government come in power, they're gonna have to put medication. Go out there and negotiate for medication and bring them into the hospital. So people have time. You understand? So when it comes to Kumi, I don't think Kumi is gonna go with Unity Party because why? Unity Party really, really messed up Kumi from the beginning when they were together in a COP or CP nonsense. You understand? I was in Liberia when these people took this guy in court. You understand? Joseph Boaka went and stood there, being the oldest in the organization or in our group, when they stood there and testified against Kumi. What make you think Kumi will go back and bow down under this old man and say, you know what, I'm just going to let it speak in dollar? I think Kumi going to go and endorse George Weah, and Kumi need George Weah 2029 because Joseph Boaka not going to be in this race 2029. And with this, I believe that they're going to go back together and make sure and retire this old man from politics because Liberian people, there are some group there who just want to use this old man.
Okay, thank you so much. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dant. 980, go ahead quickly and I'll go to Amos and Esther and I'll go back to the line. We'll soon be wrapping up here this event. 980, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So. Good evening.
Hey, Vic, how are you?
Good. My name is Victor. I'm calling from Charlotte. Good evening to the panelists. So I just want to push back on Mr. Jones a little bit. Mr. Jones, you said George Weah, 43% of the Liberian people feel George Weah, which in your word earlier on was the majority. I want to correct that by saying no. More than over 56% of the Liberian people rejected President Weah at the ballot box in the first round. That tells you that President Weah, though the previous caller said he has done a lot of development, but it tells you that over 1 million voters rejected President Weah in the first round of the election. So the first round of the election was not Unity Party versus CDC. It was the ruling party versus the opposition. And all other parties, including the Unity Party, include, from the opposition. So we say 56.7% of the Liberian people rejected President Weah. Now, to the issue of collaboration, President Weah have said this over and over on this network, that he is the only candidate in the race who has a political credit history. I always tell it this way. This president, in his first term, had a collaboration that he could not adhere to. This is the reason why the likes of Alex Tyler led, Prince Johnson led, the faction of the MPP, which is Senator Bannon led. So President Weah is somebody who cannot hold to his credit. Now, will all of the opposition leaders who are meeting these two candidates in the race, will all their supporters follow them? The answer there is no. As supported Councillor Bongo in the first round. Immediately, the results started to come out as Councillor Bongo issued his press statement 2 days after the results. I decided to support Ambassador Boaka because between Ambassador Boaka and President Weah, in fact, Councillor Bongo criticized President Weah all through his 5.5 years in office for corruption. extrajudicial killing, and the rest of every other thing. So I believe in my mind, a good counselor will not support somebody who he criticized for over 5.5 years for things that have not changed in 2 weeks. So I went ahead and immediately pledged my support to the rescue mission. So
thank you so much.
like every other Liberian who don't see President Weah first term as giving a second term, we will go beyond the rescue mission to make sure that we give Ambassador Baka the 1 million vote that will take him to the executive mansion. I want to say thank you guys again, like always. We'll always contribute when the time is necessary. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, Vic. Thank you so much. Let's go to Amos Joyce and Esther. Amos Joyce, your name is literally not your name, but the guy you support name is in the front. Amos Joyce, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, let's have a quick conversation here. We are about to go here, but Mr. Cummings is like a piece of cloth between the states right now. I'm not sure what is running through his minds and what some of his folks, what are conversations. I have no idea exactly precisely, but my concern, he's questioned the validity of the process by asking, which he, of course, he has the right to do. Will you then think that he's going to come back to make any formal endorsement and walk back?
Well, you remember the formal endorsement is not that. You see, all he's saying, he wants to test the system. If you figure it's something wrong, you can question the system. It doesn't mean that he can't say, I support this person. He's not contesting again. He's all of that. So he just want to question the validity of the system. But let me push back on some people. I heard people from both sides. Mr. Cummings should support those who from CDC. Mr. Cummings should support the CDC. Those who from the Liberty Party, the Unity Party say he should support the Liberty Party. And CDC people are questioning that he was treated bad in the CPP. Yes, I agree. But who led that charge? It was not the judge we are there government. It was not Serena Sifa who said that he will make coming to go sweep the street and pick up traffic or go to the elementary school to teach economics. It was Serena Sifa or the CDC led government who said that. And I want to say this. I will continue to hold Mr. Cummings to his words because he said on our platform, on many platforms, that he will never support the job we are there government. He's on record for that. So I want to see, I can probably by tomorrow there will become a press conference or so. So I want to see whose side he's going to lean on. Whether to go back on his word to say, oh, I said George Weah, now I'm going to support George Weah. But I strongly believe, I got no indication, nobody will contact with the ANC. But I strongly believe Mr. Cummings will not endorse George Weah. He has laid on several outcomes of Mr. shortcoming of George Weah.
So who do you strongly believe that Cummings will endorse?
I'm sure maybe if you want to endorse anybody, he will support you about that. Or maybe say, well, but he will not stay neutral. And this notion they're flying around that 2029, why CDC will support him. No. You got Joel Howard Taylor. You got Nathaniel Market, which Joel is on record that Nathaniel Market will replace him. So what would get someone, even the courage to say they're going to support Joel Weah that 2029, that he's going to support. You got Nathaniel Market. Joel Weah said it's on record. The tape is there, it's on record. That Nathaniel Market might replace him. You got Joel Howard Taylor. So what is that thing they're talking about? The CDC talking about, oh, he was supporting against it because if we don't support Weah, then 2029 is
Mr. George, you just opened another can of worms that you have shown us how CDC like to put their foot in their mouth. And you just do it. I don't have to say it. For them to be honest and come and lie because they want to come in support to say, come in. Many of them on here, I've been listening, talking about 2029, you will get George. So now you're saying that the vice president, Howard, should not.
I am in charge. I'm in charge, please. I am in charge. You're not conducting. Go ahead. Amos Joy, you have the mic.
Yeah, so this notion that, oh, the people in the South, if he doesn't support George Weah, the people will not. No, that crap.
Okay.
Mr. Cummings has said on numerous occasions, and let me go to Mr. Collins.
Oh.
Mr. Collins, I think
the other part,
people,
everybody, nothing about what talking about who?
To run and to encourage people to come inside. I think people have to start some of the criticism you're coming up with this narrative you're putting forward. You calling you one of those. Talking about, oh, we'll go to see this. If you appeal to somebody, we need to appeal to those people. This is not time to start the people that I don't know why people have not learned this lesson.
Okay.
But George, I'm one of those who tell you from the beginning of the
No,
show.
now you're closing here. Don't advise, Terry. Hold on. But I forgot before. I don't want this thing in my stomach before my stomach rise tonight. The other thing you told me that this week you are going to decide who you are going to be supporting, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm listening. The Liberal is
The
listening.
week is not over yet. The week even got in the middle of the weekend.
He'll be speaking tomorrow.
You waiting for who?
Mr. Cummings will be speaking tomorrow.
You who to Cummings before you waiting for Cummings to speak? No, but you told us. No. This is the dishonesty on your part. You told us here Cummings.
Okay, you baby know.
They read it now. I like that.
Oh, because I put Cummings picture also. I never had it. You send it. I put it. If I didn't put it up,
you saw it, but you did not put it. You fly George.
You see that. Oh my goodness. I saw Cummings picture. Okay, let's go there.
And you deliberately put that picture with George.
You deliberately didn't put on the picture.
So okay, so that now you left work out. Okay, look.
I just told you because you want to show the picture you show.
I said that was the only those pictures from. Listen now, listen. I don't have. I'm not like you. I'm not liberal. I'm not Mali. I'm not Terry. Those pictures is on our guys. They did a story today, and that's how I grabbed those pictures. But you said you had it. I said send it. You send it. I did it. So
no, you deliberately left out Cummings' picture.
Oh right, yeah. He probably didn't let where he had it full of trouble, man. Okay, let me bring you Esther. Esther, you see, I did a loaf of flour on me. You see, I did a loaf of flour on me. He and Samson told Mali June not friendly. I'm trying to fix that relationship. He jumped into me now, but anyway, that's fine. Go ahead, Esther. Do you think Cummings? Will Cummings take a definitive position? I'm curious. I want to see and how he's going to coin his voice when he appealing to his voters. I wanted to see how he's going to look like. Do you think? And he needs to do that?
For me, my personal view, I think Mr. Cummings will not endorse anybody tomorrow or for this second round.
Wow, why?
Reason being that he already has filed his petition, and he will come out to say that what went on, he didn't trust it, and he's looking forward to getting answers. So he will not choose a side. That's my personal view. That could not be true, but that's what I think will happen when he speaks tomorrow. And another thing again, Mr. Martin said that President Weah want to give the opposition. Opposition broke themselves a long time ago. Maybe 8 or 9 months before the elections. They were making people that came together and decided to form a group. So nobody can come and tell you do this if you know what is right. You're not going to deviate from that.
Right.
And President Weah was not the one that took them to court. They took each other to court and testified against each other. And when Mr. George said that Serena Stevens was the one who was asking a question or like persecuting them.
Of course, the case went to him. He's a solicitor general.
So Mr. Cummings there. If you take Mr. Cummings, people told him that that's why they persecuted him. So that was his job to persecute Mr. Cummings. So he did his job. Was he right? Some of the statements he made, I would disagree with him. What the statements he made, talking about Mr. Cummings was going to sweep, do this. I don't agree with that. But the people which Mr. Cummings was supporting or working along with, they took him there, and Mr. Cephas did his job. And so I think the opposition was broken long time ago. So it was not President Weah who trying to break them. They broke themselves already. And Mr. Cummings, I feel he will not take us side.
He will not take us side.
Okay. To vote who they going to vote for.
Okay. I've been following your Facebook page too. You've been tweeting a lot. So let's see here. Let's turn the camera off. Nobody is listening to all. The microphone is muted. The Liberal is not hearing. The audience not hearing anything. So let me ask you: do you trust or what agree with the process, the current process that led to with the one as we go in the second round and the first round? Do you is everything okay with you?
Yes, it's okay with me. Yeah. I don't have a reason to.
Anybody took your party? Anybody took your party vote as it being alleged by other people? They took our vote and give it to the other people. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. I think for me, as I said, that could be wrong. Maybe the voters saw that LSC as Ellis Cummings. They voted for that person. It was Mr. Cummings. I just my thought that could be also be wrong.
All right.
But I don't think that.
Next time you go to Dallas to. Yeah, next time I go to Dallas and buy like 125 vision glasses so they can see better. Let me come back to the guys and you'll be making your final argument. The Liberal, we are about to go to Jones.
Liberal, can you start with me? I will have to run.
Okay.
Please.
All right. So yeah, let's hear you. See you want
yes,
run.
mine is a little bit short. It's going back to the caller who said I did not include all the defeated candidate number. No, I cannot include it because I don't know their message. I'm basing my statistic on the runoff, and that is Jowia and Boakai. That is the official thing we're dealing with right now. So Kumi and all the other people down, those are all defeated candidates. History has closed that chapter. The chapter we're facing now is Jowia has 803,674 votes, equal to 43.84%. Those are the people who believe in Jowia that he's taking the country in the right direction. Then UP has 796,313 that equal to 43.44%. So I'm basing my statistics on the runoff. All the people that considered and were defeated down the line there, their chapter is closed. Thank you.
Your chapter is closed. Statement finished. Thank you so much, Marley Jones. Okay, so Liberal, we are about to go. Who are you communicating with?
I don't need to communicate with anybody. I'm listening to you.
Okay. All right. So the process is off. We are in the grand finale. We are in the grand finale of the whole thing, November 14th. What is the take-home message? The Election Commission, they explain her part, many of the numerous reasons why some votes were disqualified here. And Senator Dillon said that the other day, you guys were arguing with me. It's also on the shoulders of these political parties. That's why you have these chairmen auxiliary. Why it is true, it is the sole responsibilities of the National Election Commission to carry out that, but you also have your shared responsibility to educate your voter. If you don't like somebody, it doesn't mean you take the ballot box and plug the pen in it and you think that the person is going to be defeated. No, you are causing more harm than good because you are disenfranchised your own vote to the person of your choice. What should be the message? You guys who have a pick now, what should be? It's time for you to change it. We have only 3 weeks to go. Will you guys still be talking this tabata, or will you be more seasonal in your conversation and to get people to the poll to vote for your candidate?
Thank you, Mr. So first thing first, I just want to say welcome to my sister. She's watching us, and I want to say welcome to her here.
Who's that? Oh, Sarah McKinney, one of the legendary in our community. Say, Sarah, good evening. Welcome. Oh, please.
I love her. But anyway, that's besides the point. Look, Mr. So, this shameless sedition, they ain't got no shame in their face. That's why I say I will not be proud with them, but I will take an exception here tonight. That's why I said they like to put their foot in your mouth. This is exactly what they have done. They're going to come here, shameless sedition. They're going to come here and say, oh, Kumi need to support President Bakai, President Weah, so that 2029, then President Weah will turn around and support him. What happened with President Weah, Vice President? You see, they do this kind of stuff, play double. That's what they do. They play double game. On one hand, they see these things for Kumi and his people. Then they go up to Vice President Taylor and say, "Tell the people, bon content. You know when we leave, you will be the next." What a dishonest people! But these are sedition. I'm not surprised. Look, Mr. So, President Bakai, I say so. President Bakai would be one of the best. If you just take time, I've been reading his speech over and over, and the choice of words, you will be amazed. You'll be amazed. Some of the way he connected. Yeah. The people of like
you know why I find it so difficult. No, listen. You know why I find it so listen.
I'm sorry if I break something in you of sedition, then I'm sorry about that. But I right now I'm not going to fight with you.
No, but yeah, I find it very difficult now to trust in you.
Because you wanted to give me my closing.
Okay, go ahead.
Why you want to attack my closing?
Go ahead.
Look, I said something that really shook your sedition chord, and I'm very good at that. I'm very good at that. It looks like when I said CDC, you like to put your foot in your mouth. Maybe it shook you a little bit, but anyhow, that's fine. That's what you do. But I will carry on. Let me just say this here, Mr. So. Ambassador Bakai, on a very serious note. This man has the ability to put people together, to bring us together. This man knows the trauma that Liberians have gone through, and many Liberians are still emotionally suffering. And to have President Weah and his people to come in, thinking that he's the son who grew up in the slum, and who also witnessed the war, who also were affected by the war, and will come in at this time, not only to help Liberia, but to bring them together and also to stabilize them emotionally. He didn't do that. He allowed people to fool him, and these people that were fooling him, he allowed them to go and start stealing more and more. So Ambassador Bakai is here. He's going to come in, listen to immediately after the election, Mr. So I'd like to make reference to that. It didn't take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Immediately after, when he recognized that second round is possible, he came to the Liberian people immediately and said, I cannot do this alone. I will need your help. I will need for you to join me to rescue this country. My government will be inclusive. Well, how many times we got to say that? When was the last time you heard that inclusiveness coming from President Weah? In 5, 6 years, when you were at the Capitol building, all the time you've been giving speeches, did you hear him talk about inclusive? No. He believed and they believe that this government is CDC government, and this country, Republic of Liberia, is Republic of CDC, and we're here to say no. This is the Republic of Liberia. And I'm saying to my brothers and sisters from the Southeast, you can vote whatever way you want. It's your choice. But let us be sincere for once. Well, nobody hates President Weah. But President Weah has not been able to deliver in the last 5+ years to us, the Southeasterner. I know I'm an engineer, roadway engineer. So building road is not something you can snap your fingers at, but you have to prepare yourself. And let me tell you this, Southeasterner, the road that is going through from Banga going all the way to Fishtown, that road's process was started under President Sani, which have to do with Ambassador Bakai. These things, these roads that are being connected, that process started ever since. President Weah cannot come and tell you, say, I put a signature on the public work to say they put signature on a new project, road project in Liberia. They won't tell you that because many of these roads have already. Mr. So, will you please let me close?
No. Listen, we're not starting the program.
You get everybody time to close. Now I'm right.
Something told. You have said enough. I've
What
been
do you mean? I said,
very nice. I've been very nice to you.
Tell me what I'm saying because I hate your sedition. So you getting ready to start. We have a beautiful night, all night. Everything is fine. Instead of you to let me now to learn. Now
He's trying to inject empathy into it now. You have
what
said
empathy? I'm telling you.
Oh man, your time finished.
Mr. So, you see what you do as sedition. You like to distract. And it's not going to work for me. Let me learn. I will learn. No, Mr. So, may I remind you, you are sitting in for me tonight.
Okay, bye.
This program. Let me learn.
What are you writing? You want to learn?
Mr. So, will you please can you protect me from yourself? Thank you. So, President Weah and this new public work minister will not be able to tell you that since they came to power, they have had new projects, new serious road projects. They failed when they started going after the coastal road. It didn't happen. They failed with that guy from Burkina Faso. It didn't happen. These projects that are ongoing right now, those are projects that were done on Vice President Bakai. He went through all of these things. So these things are not new. However, Mr. So, to the Southeasterner, we're not fighting section war. Liberia is Liberia. Grand Gida County is Liberia. Lofa County is Liberia. Any county in Liberia, you are a member of the society. You are a member of the Republic of Liberia. Vote and vote right. Don't vote because somebody from your backyard. If the man come from your backyard, he can't do the job. Or how your team will live. We're thinking about you people. Yes, the thing here. Let me say this, it's very important. Last one.
If you can't close you're going over your bounds.
Sooner or later, we'll be retiring. I am not willing to share my retirement money with anybody in Liberia. That's the thing you need to know. So, but I'm willing to tell you that Ambassador Baka is coming to help you so that you will not depend on me, so that your children will not depend on my children. This is what we're saying. It is not about us, but it's about you, Liberian people. Do it right. Come in, help Ambassador Baka to rescue this nation. I rest.
You can still talk if you want to talk. How many minutes? How many hours?
Mr. So you allow us. You see
the hypocrisy in some of the people.
That you're closing.
I'm just going to.
But why will you attack my closing? It's my closing.
Yeah, of course I can express my opinion because you were the same person here before I go to because your talk and tell your talk where your talk you forget where your talk. Okay. You're talking about speech now. That is good. That was the same speech you came here, you told us George Weah gave, and then you put your hands up 12 years, you come in with another speech. That is absurd. Get to the message, get your point through.
You see, you
don't be stepping behind here. Let me just go. Just all over the place.
I do it well. I do my job well. Go ahead, Terry.
Oh, please. Terry,
yeah, so thank you guys again for having us on the show. I want to officially thank Sisi. Sisi announced and declared his support for Ambassador Boka the last time, and I was, I did not tell him thank you for joining the rescue team. All right. And also to Pat George, I was one of those on the network who told you that anybody who does not reach out to Mr. Cummings or so, he does not understand politics. All right. I have never on this network said anything denigrating about Mr. Cummings. You are the one that have been saying all kind of things about Ambassador Boka. From day one, I knew that Mr. Cummings is a man of integrity, And I always say it, and he's an intelligent man. All right. And one of the things I want to say about Ambassador Boyka that shocked me about that picture, I saw the level of simplicity in a man that it even I felt overwhelmed more to support him. That shirt that he wore, that what took my concern. I always see that shirt. That shirt is not a shirt that will say he bought something new, $100,000 or $50,000. That shirt is
Can you put a picture
a
up?
regular shirt. That shirt that he wore to go to Mr. Cummings today. Yeah, I see a humble man and a simple man, not a flashy person, not a person with all kinds of, trying to. I saw a complete difference between the appearance of Ambassador Boyka to the appearance of President Weah. I saw a man of simplicity.
Is that a picture you're talking?
Right?
Is that a picture you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, there's the picture. Look at that shirt. If you go on his page, you will see that same shirt. I'm trying to tell you, this is not going to be a president that's going to be spending thousands of dollars on clothes. This is going to be a president that is going to focus on the interests of the Liberian
Show President
people.
we have picture now.
You understand what I'm saying?
Please.
So if you see these kind of things, that's why we are appealing to Liberians, because God have given us another opportunity for us to make the right choice. If we miss this, I don't know whether if we're going to find it again. These kind of opportunity and chances do not always happen. And to Mr. Cummings, I pour out my heart to you. From Ambassador Boyka, to be honest with you, Mr. So, for him to break the hurdles that everybody thought that Ambassador Boyka would have never gone to Mr. Cummings. For him to break the hurdles of all the accusations, the curses, the abusive languages, and walk to Mr. Cummings today and even talk to, even if Mr. Cummings do not agree, just to break that hurdle, that shows a man who is ready to reconcile. Everybody that is around Ambassador Boyka abusing, go to Darrell Dillon, from Darrell Dillon to Jeremiah Kuhn, Henry Costa, Eugene Fagon, all these people, Ambassador Boyka was able to bring all of them around him and sit with them and talk to them. And today they call him the man of wisdom. Is this not the kind of leader you want, Liberia? Is this not the kind of leader you want? So my advice is to think and think again. This is why you always say, think Liberia, love Liberia, and together we can build Liberia. Thank you for having me, so.
Thank you so much, Terry. This is how you communicate, but not people who guess in their feelings and just wrong with it. This is how you communicate. When you communicate like this, more or less people will resonate. Please, I'm not talking to you. Just hold on. Okay, let me bring in Amos Joy. Amos Joy, are you there?
I thought we're close.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, you thought you close.
Okay, you're running the show.
You guys wanted to be just about yourself. You talk, you don't want your friend to talk, and you say you thought you close.
Okay,
you're done.
you're running the show.
It must go ahead.
Yeah, look, let me tell you, Mr. Terry. Everything, I told you that I don't want the point where I reached, I don't want to be bashing anybody running the campaign. I told you, and I stand by my word, everything I said about Honorable Walker, it is a fact. It's not a myth. It's a fact. It can be proven. So Terry, let me just remind you, I have never insulted Mr. Honorable Walker. I never one day, I have never insulted any political leader from what side. Yes, I say things about them, but what I say is fact that it can be proven. That's what I can tell you. That's what I can tell you. So I don't want to go down that route waiting to say I have said all kinds of things. What I have said for Mr. Walker, it is a fact. It's nothing I manufacture. Now somebody said, "Oh, citizens did not do nothing." No, sister, I was talking about. Let me tell you the responsibility of the function of government. When any citizen is hurt criminally, the Republic of Liberia becomes the father of that person. They defend you. And the role of the Minister of Justice, the Solicitor General, they have the responsibility. If I call, I say, this man cut me with this knife. The Minister.
Oh, you got to call back because let me see. I disconnected everybody.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Labor took it.
Okay. Pa George,
Never
please.
you see a county on you.
Well, there you go. I'll tell you what. Okay, let me hold on 1 second to Esther. Let me call Amos Joyce. Okay. Kodo King and everybody went. You got hold on 1 second. Let me call back Amos Joyce and then he was Amos Joyce. Please call back. I can't even see your number. Please call back and then you can wrap up before we go. All right. Amos Joyce, if you're listening, please call back. I don't know. It looked like he was on Messenger. I see what. Amos Joyce, please call regular because Messenger you will go up. Okay. Let's talk. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what I can get Amos here too. He called on Messenger first. That's Amos Joyce. Okay, guys, just bear with me 1 second. Let me just call him. Amos Joyce, please call regular because if it's on Messenger, it will go. Okay, guys, go ahead while we're waiting for his call. Let's all go ahead first. And then, hello?
Okay, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
My closing, I just want to say again, I think Mr. Cummings is not going to treat us sour when he speaks about it. And I just want to encourage librarians out there. This is an election that is important to everybody. Go and support your candidate vote. Let us tune the travel star or the races, all these things that are tune it down. We will still need each other at the end of the day. Library is all that we have, and let's cool it down a little bit, let's cool it down and just encourage each other. Just, like Terry did right now, encouraging people, we will win people on the time. That's what we should be doing. And, if you get a candidate in the race, that's what you should be doing instead of you fighting here and there. So, yeah, encourage people out there to go and vote. Comes November 14th. Is that November 14th, right? Yes.
Yeah, November 14th is a new date.
At the end of the day, if we have President we are re-elected or we have Honorable Baka elected, that's the choice of the people again and move forward. So thank you so much for having me and giving me the show.
Okay, thank you so much. Emma George, I sent you the number 682. You know the number 682-433-8802. Let me go here. Thank you so much, Esther. Koto, go ahead.
Hello, am I live?
You are on.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. So, and thanks to Terry and Mr. Cho. And I appreciate our favorite librarian groups and our librarian people or whatever it is, our librarian sisters and brothers. I so much appreciate you guys because we have come to this point where we are at a critical point of making our decision at this time. And for me, I just want to thank, all of those that are joining the rescue team at this time. And to all of those who are still standing on the fence, you still have a chance to join the rescue team. And we are asking all of you, you have to say, if you don't want to, but we are asking that you join the rescue team because we know that if you join this team, you are voting the right decision, you are making the right decision for Liberia. We have seen for the past year the experience we have had. Many of us are now living in Liberia, but we feel the pain more than even people who are living in Liberia because we work tirelessly and, somehow just to sustain the life of our people back home. And I don't think our people want to live the life they continue to live. Liberians are very proud and we love to live better life. And I just come in to talk to Mr. Cummings and the rest of the political leaders that may have not come to join the rescue team. We sat here over almost a year plus. We have been calling on decision making for Liberia. And I was one of those who called Mr. Cummings to a reason in joining the rescue team at the time. And the reason was that he has a political ambition. Many of us that are here talking here and there, telling Mr. Kume, don't do this, don't do that. Some of us are not politicians. We don't know what it is to have that ambition to be a politician. When they're giving these advices, they are not thinking on what the next move he as a politician, his political ambition he has for the next thing. They are only making decisions based on how their emotion comes in. But for us who know what his ambition is, we are saying, stand for what you are as a Liberian. If you choose not to support the rescue team, you can choose. But if you chose a person that you have said that is now running this country properly and you support that, I don't know what your political ambition may be, but for my personal advice, if you want to be neutral, it will be okay. If you don't want to be neutral, you can take a side. But remember, tomorrow you have a political ambition. Whatever you do now, they're going to follow you at times come, in the next thing. So I want to say thank you very much for allowing me to talk on this show. I want you all to vote Ambassador Boycott, and the number is number 1. You will see the 2 men sitting, JNB and JKK. I want all of you to join us that we will vote Ambassador Boycott to have a better change for our country. I'm begging everyone, seriously, let's take our eyes on friendship. Let's take our eyes on travel. Let's take our eyes on religion. Let's think Liberia, love Liberia, and together we build Liberia. Thank you very much for having me on to talk tonight. Bye-bye. Have a blessed night.
You always been here. This is not the first time. So why tonight alone so special? Okay, I 203 number 9037.
Very special. Yeah, it's very special.
Oh, please.
I have it and just thought that I should say it this way.
Okay. Now you know why else? Yeah.
That's
how you do it. At least Terry laid the groundwork tonight, and hopefully the Liberal them going to learn on that. That's how you message, and then people give it a second thought. 203 number, go ahead. Pat Joyce, if you don't call after this number, call regular. Hello.
So yeah, this is Wilson.
Oh, what? What made you to call? That Terry wake you. That Terry wake you up. Oh my goodness! All of these people as well to go. What? Yeah. Little thing can trickle everybody. Go ahead. Hello, Carter. Carter is go ahead.
Today, breaking news and revelation we're talking about, looking at some of the major stakeholders coming together, taking pictures. This should send a message out to the voters that look, this is not just as serious that we should take each other life, that we should cuss each other up, beat on each other for no reason. Because those people will call each other, they will sit down and will talk, they will joke around. But even though our country is a very serious place, so we can have a different opinion, but it doesn't mean we should be enemies to the extent where we put in knives to each other, throat, or banging rocks on the heads of each other. So that being said, don't forget, you're the Unity Party people. ANC is a break away from CDC. It's like don't forget that. So ANC would not leave CDC and run after JNB. All that.
Why you keep calling? No, not because it's calling.
People do to Mr. Cummings. When he honestly went into the collaboration, you people bring criminal. And I hear that the city government it's a government was invited, the government is there to prosecute. So they didn't drag all. They were not the one that took him to court. It was the Unity Party Honorable Board that sued Kumi for criminal charges and all the kind of stuff, fraud. And so the government had to prosecute the case. But you want to free me now when you're finished doing all the dirty work, you won't shake up shit from the government. Now all the things that said you could stand by yourself. Only the fun like I cannot stand by yourself. And you won't bear Kumi in the camp. They will see in the 3 days Kumi is going to endorse the ANC and the CPP is going to endorse the CDC. And then we'll see how the battle is going to be. So we're getting some insignificant player like Taiwan. The name who has 0.0 and you jumping over the place. Well, come on, give me a break. You know. So Coffee, I don't be too happy. You, Terry, and Mr. Tool, and pushing political. Yeah, we're done with that. So thank you, brother. So the show was very interesting.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me. Okay, Amos Joy calling now. Now okay, Amos Joy.
Yeah.
Once people on Messenger phone calls come in, it goes
okay, sorry.
So all right, go ahead.
It's quite amazing and interesting. I see Mr. Keta Kamamo, Mr. Congo does CDC. Yes, Mr. You're calling Congo Ballot Cell. When your president George were attacking Mr. Cummings, Mr. Keta about that. Now you want to bring the Unity Party. Really?
You're calling him just come. When you're calling him, just come.
Okay, guys. Let him make a comment. We are out of time.
CDC, please cry your own cry. You know, Mr. Cummings when your Solicitor General was saying that he will go and strip school building. What did you say, Kete?
When you were calling him criminal.
Hello, guys. Please, Keta, let him make his statement.
I'm just saying, physician, please take your sympathy away from Mr. Cummings. Because when you're plotting to eliminate, you're not sort of the deal. He's just 1%. So why are you leaving now? Why everybody running behind him? He's going to be having a press conference tomorrow. So when Mr. Cummings speaks, I will make my final decision. So don't worry. Good night. Have a blessed night. Thank you all your listeners.
Thank you, Bob Josh.
So okay. Are they not to sign this way,
Now you see that again. You judge a book by the color.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I read it in my about George tonight. The feedback from the previous night. Something he said, I read it in my hand for that.
Okay, guys. You're good night. Bye-bye. Okay, Tarek, thank you so much. The Liberal Progressive, thank you so much. Tomorrow is Wednesday, all things considered. Hopefully if it goes well, in the first segment, I'm going to be hosting the University of Liberia. They're having a big Carnival coronation convention here in Rhode Island. I believe they reached out today. That is more or less a promotional event. It's going to be in the first segment, and then as usual, the second segment, the analysts can come on just to let you guys know. Whatever message I'm going to throw in the group chat. Well, thank you so much for tonight's conversation. This is
Thank you too, Mr. So, for having us.
People
What do you mean? Thank you, Mr. So. I let Mr. So to run the show tonight. Why you can't tell me thank you?
Well, he did a professional. You always, Mr. So always does a professional.
You too old for this kind of thing.
You have to appreciate it.
So then professional. What about me?
Larry, you also do a good job too.
Very unprofessional. Very
indisciplined. I really admire your suit. Your suit really took my eye to
the thing about him.
Thank you. Beautiful suit.
I have full internet by the time call him both chairman, call all the name, Michael call him. They say that for me. Then when I came and started exploring in one can get and you say you owe, you got wisdom.
I can enjoy the neighbor when you're talking, when you put your hand in your pocket, I mean you're finished now. The sedition can start finding place to hide.
You don't turn around when you go
when
now,
you turn around, put your hand in your pocket, forget it, you're finished.
You know what? I said, my man,
no.
Somebody call me the way you be talking is 0 for 2, and I'm going like bro, Jenna. They said that member when people mind, I swear to God, you get one fly and get him off the street.
Seriously,
But
the DJ can be pissed off with him.
Well, but you know, and
Yeah,
this is where it's lacking. When you politics here is not a children game. Every little thing trickle you, you will not get what you want because then people already find your weak points. This is one of the funniest political quote made by Harry Truman. If you can't convince them, what you do, you confuse them. So we see people that liberal here, they belongs to that sort of funny political quote. Saying you can't do it, they put their foot in your mouth. My sister Helena one said, that man that
Then let them hear that other talk.
why you need to see these people put their foot in your mouth? How people put their foot and say, well, you gotta deal with it. But anyway, folks, we want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Yeah, thank you.
And good night to you. Good night, Terry.
Have a good night. Good night, Mr. So.
Yeah. Okay, right, guys, that's how we're going to leave it. That's the building they are fighting for, and we'll continue to have this sort of conversation to the end times. I hope, I think they are open the process, and so we now know it is time to go to the voters to make this is the last and final one. They 1 year out, no anything runover. After they run out, there must be a winner. And if you need a particular group or people voting, you have to argue, make your case. You got to be patient. You got to be tolerant. You got to be a good listener. It's not all about blame game. When you blame, you also put forward alternative how you're going to fix it. If you complain about it and you do not have the idea how you're going to fix it, you're still not giving the people the assurance. And this is what is lacking. And for those who talking for them, come on. You got to have that sort of appealing tone. Don't be like a Moses see the promised land and you can't enter because you scare people away. Your language, your tone, calling names. At this point in time, be like a dumb site. Let them waste all of the waste product on you. Be a good listener and be persuasive. They shouldn't call your political leader or whatever leader and you boss in the flame. That's not you looking for the job. You're just a surrogate. And the work of the surrogate, directly or indirectly, also impact the work of the main principal. Meaning, if you are interpreting for Ambassador Boyka, if you are interpreting or supporter of the president, you got to be soft. You can't be condescending to other people. There are some people who are in CDC who are still indecisive, still somehow, some way, they want to give their vote to Boyka. But just how you're going to prosecute the case for Boyka, you will get them. People on the CDC side who are still apprehensive, you for CDC or for Boyka, you can also convince them to see the other side of you. But when everybody throwing those sort of unnecessary tantrum because they want to seek support and do it with anger, and you think you're going to force it, no. Conversations require a safe and quiet area where you can talk to your friend, you listen to your friend listen to you, and you make the argument. But we are saying this fire for fire politics in Liberia has not done anything good for us. The guys you scream yourself out, they met, they had a conversation. I don't know the in-depth of the conversation, but it is a clear indication in politics you cut deal. You call names. We saw that 2008 here. At the end of the day, Hillary Clinton became the Secretary of State to Obama. But how many of our people, we have things in our mind? He called me this way, he called me that he will live with it for the life of the loan. And that is bad. If you're a baby, you're wearing diapers, do not participate in politics because they're going to call, if you're our boss, that our boss they will talk about. So you will get pissed, so you will get upset. And then people see your temperament as to how you can make a decision. So it comes with tolerance, perseverance, and risk all involved. I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. We'll continue to have these sort of conversations. It's left with 2% in the race, the incumbent, Dr. George Weah, and the main challenger, Ambassador Joseph Newmart Boyka. There's advantage and disadvantage to both sides. But based on people that I talked to, for the most part, to some extent, is to the disadvantage of the president, because where his vote come from, people that came from there, the road is horrible. So the probability now, there's 3 weeks. Nobody is talking now that the Constitution is being violated because the law said 10 days. No political party, I haven't seen anything, no statement, no one is complaining now that it's gone to 3 weeks, 14. So this is where some of them and all can cut that demarcation. The law said 10 days. So it should have been the 7th of November. So extension or whatever time is given. So everybody feels good now that they're buying time. After the 14th, any party that will come here, any surrogate that will come and complain, say it should have been, will denounce you, will rebuke you, then you are just a Confucianist. It was announced today, everybody gone solo, nothing is happening. We'll go with A, that's the day. Maybe there are other aspects of it, but they have not said anything to say, okay, we agree. And that's how they behave. They are all dishonest. They lie. They say things to their supporters to certify their political career. That's not what we do here. We say as it should be and as you need to know, not necessarily to suit your taste because you want to hear what you want me to say. That's not going to happen. And we ask fair questions, both sides. We give them the opportunity to argument the case of the candidates that they are supporting. They have the choice to do it right or to do it wrong. We must just accord them the opportunity to do what is right. That's the role to the fortified executive mansion, the official residency of the President of the Republic of Liberia. I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. By God's willing, join me tomorrow. I will be back here in 2 segments, hopefully to be talking to the University of Liberia Alumni Association. There's a big coronation coming in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. They will be here, and in the second segment, the analysts will be here to dissect. And of course, to you, our viewers and listeners, thank you so much. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome on this network. Follow our page, go on the social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and of course, our YouTube channel. You can also visit our official website, www.liberiapublicradio.com. It's the official website of so we transcribe news. So don't just talk it, we transcribe. You read different news, world news, and all of that. If you want to advertise with us, of course, you can do that. Hey, Abraham Bangood, good evening. Thank you so much for coming. It's better late than never. You can also advertise. You have your convention, wedding anniversary, baby shower, any member event once you are in the USA, in Liberia, any part of the world. Let us know. When there's no way, we will find a way out. That's how we solicit support. So LPR, we do have analysts here who subscribed to the political ideologies of these different political parties. But this network as an institution, we owe no allegiance to any political party, not even government, not the oppositions. Our allegiance is to you, to give you the voice. No matter which party you cheer, you support, we give you the voice to speak. We serve as a conduit between governments and its citizenry to exchange news and information. We are not for, we are not against. We give all the opportunity to come and tell their side of the story. It is left with them to appear and not to appear. And for the most part, both GOL oppositions will reach out to them to come here for us to have this conversation. But the notion of I have to make sure the person is part of me before I can go, that we cannot subscribe to. Some of them want to know what sort of questions We don't do that. That's not Shaman Bryan, ELTV, yes or no. No. But it is fair to give you an outline of the conversation, which of course we can do. Most of them consent, but when they talk to their ear eaters, last minute of time, they cancel. So I don't have to wait for anybody to have a program here. You are the person. Once you are here, I am here. And that's the traditions of this network. This is how the board drops today in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. For we now know November 14th will be the presidential runoff.
Lucini F. Alcott, votes obtained 35,988, constituting 1.96%. Kiamon David G. DPPL, votes obtained 5,086, constituting 0.28%. Collie Alexander N. RNC, votes obtained 4,398, constituting 0.24%. Kuyate Sheikh A. LFM, votes obtained 5,100, constituting 0.28%. Kroma Bendu Alema, Independent, votes obtained 5,991, constituting 0.33%. Miller Richard C. LFP, votes obtained 2,885, constituting 0.16%. Monimba Clarence K. Lino, votes obtained 5,298, constituting 0.29%. Morris Robert Frank, Independent.
Everybody, everything's going bad. The situation getting worse. Everybody in the country getting mad. Dishonesty, poverty on the rise. The leaders them making empty promises. Promises with no damn strategies. Yeah, this is better days. Better days, money in the pockets. Oh, after holidays. Holidays only for the bosses. Yeah, there's a better days. Better days, money in your pockets. Holidays only for the bosses, the bosses, the bosses. Oh yo, hey, what about the children? What about the people? What about your families? What are they gonna eat? Yeah, so safety everywhere to you. Yeah, so. They don't really care about you. They don't care, my people, it's true. They don't want to see you break through. The whole country's getting confused. Corruption, no questions. The country's going in the wrong direction. Leaders I barely many mention.